Yeah, hello guys, good morning once again. You are welcome to my channel. You are welcome to Catfish Solution Academy. Yeah, today we are discussing on our A to Z of catfish farming, which it has been on. I think we are in episode 33 for today. And as you know, we are talking about the A to Z of catfish farming. That means the basis of catfish farming. Everything about catfish farming, that is what it really means. So once again, my name is Stephen Odutola I'm your great uncle on this channel, and today I will continue on our 9mm, actually, which represents the final feed formulation. This is the 9mm, so that is where I will be continuing today. And because I don't want to waste much of our time today, I will be going straight into the formulation. Yeah, as we all know, we have different sizes of feed that we give our fishes. That means different sizes of that means millimeter that we give to our feed. That means the sizes that we give to our fishes. So we have from the crumbles, we have from the 0.1, yeah, we have from the 0.1 to 12 Yeah, but today, because I will not be talking more about all the sizes we have, so I will just stop at 9mm, which is the major sizes that most of us do go to when we are raising our grow out fish. And you know, if you are going for a launch, some people do use 9mm too as well, but I normally advise, if you want to use 9mm, that means if your fishes are really performing well. So the advice I will give, if you are using 9mm, the advice I will give is that it's better off you do your formulation yourself, because following the 9mm feed concentration dietary, the percentage is a little bit lower. So but once you are selling your fishes for 3 months, you need a more higher crude protein in order to gain weight for your fishes. So that is the essence of you doing that. So without much ado, let me just dive in straight into the formulation. I told you once again, I'll be talking about 9mm, which represent the feed your fishes, the feed that your fishes will eat from 5 to 6 months. Those of us who are doing grow out, we call it table size. So that is when your fishes is getting to 5 to 6 months. That is when they started eating 9mm. So from today, I'll be using, for my original formulation, I will be using just 5 concentrate, but for the carbohydrate source, depending on the area you are, you can alternate then. So I'll be talking about the alternation. So the what I'll be using now, I'll be using our fish meal. I'll be using the fish meal, which and I'm formulating 100 kilo, as you know. I'll be using the fish meal, and I'll be using just 5 kg of fish meal for my 9mm. Note, I'm using 72% pure fish meal. That means 72% crude protein fish meal. That means the protein fish meal. So I will be using 5 kilo, and because I note the prices I am giving presently for me to do my calculation, easier way for me to run the calculation. I'm not doing the current, I will not be giving the current prices. Why? Because prices do change in all locations. So it's for you to use your location prices to impute the formulation, which will really, I know will really help you. So, and there's no how you will not come to the same result I'm still talking about. That means getting a cheaper feed for your fishes, and not even cheaper now, because sometimes I don't like using cheaper, but I would like using cheaper because that is what most people likes to hear. So I'm talking about getting a cheap and a high in concentrate feed for your catfish. So I said I will use a fish meal, which I'll be using 5%, and I'll be putting my price at 1,000, which gives me a totality of 5,000 naira for the 100 kg formulation. And I will be using what we call the local fish meal. So I'll be using the local fish meal, the 65% or 60% fish meal, which I have. I think I normally market the 60% Moroccan fish meal. For those of you who really want to cut your cost a little bit at this present stage, because the cost of fish meal is highly expensive. But for you to get the right fish meal, not for you to get shaft, for you to get right fish meal, we have a Moroccan fish meal for you that you can use, that this is being tested and it is proven that is doing very well. That means it's cushion with some of the high amino acid you can never get that can build your fish's body tissues. So that is what we are talking about. And today again, number 2, I'll be using the local fish meal, which I'll be using 10 kg, making my fish meals to be 15 kilo. That means I'll be using the 5 kg of 72%, and I'll be using 10 kg of 60%, 65%, which I will be putting the cost at 800 naira, and it giving me a totality of 8,000 naira. And again, I'll be using what they call the food fat soya. Yeah, food fat soya derives from soya meal. That means the soya seed himself. So we have what we call the toasted soya, we have the food fat soya, we have what we call the soya cake, and we have what we call the soya meal. Yeah. So, but the food fat soya have more fatty object in it. That is why we call it is food fat soya. But the soya cake and the soya flakes, which we call the soya meals, are well dried up. So, but because I need more fat at this time for my fishes to have more weight, to gain more weight and to do better. So I'll be using the food fat soya for my local formulation. Note, for the local formulation, sinking formulation. But if you are the likes that we want to produce the floating one, I will advise you to go for the soya cake or the soya meal, the flakes. That is what really help you. But for this formulation, I'll be using food fat soya of 25 kg, and I'll be putting the price at just 200 naira to do my calculation. This is not the existing price. This price is not existing at all. I'm just using it just to calculate my formulation, for me to calculate an easier formulation and costing, so that I can relate. And that cost me 5,000 naira. And again, I will be using what we call the groundnut cake. The groundnut cake is what we call the GNC, which are sourced from groundnut flakes. So I will be using the GNC, the groundnut cake. I'll be using 25 kg, which I will be costing at 200 naira, and this will be giving me a total cost of 5,000 naira. And from this point, I'll be trying to look at some of the carbohydrate source that I'll be using for this formulation, which I will be using what we call the flour waste or the wheat waste. Why I'm using this for my formulation alone, but I'll be using some other factors again for my alternative formulation, which I'll be talking after this. But I'm using flour waste and flour meal because flour waste or wheat waste, because I need a source of good binding, so that this fish will really bind well. So when it gets into the water, it don't dissolve that easily, and the fishes can take it into our body and they can be digested as fast as possible. So that means this will allow a lot of things. This is an advantage of a lot of things in your water when we are talking about the water management. What I mean by talking about water management is if your fishes, if your feed, your locally made feed is well binded, this will give way to less pollution of your water, which can cause what we call the congestion. And we know congestion is caused by lower dissolved oxygen, which we call the amount of ammonia in your water. The more ammonia in your water, the more lower dissolved oxygen in your water, and the more congested these fishes are. That means overcrowded and overpopulated, because they cannot breathe. So this will lead to a lot of stress for them, and after stress, this comes to what we call an infection. Infection started building on them. So we have the infection like the bacterial infection, which is very common to all sizes of fishes, and we have the fungal infection, which can destroy their body and destroy their blood system. So from this angle, I'll be using what we call the flour waste, and the flour waste I'll be using 35 kg for proper binding, and I'll be tagging my price to 120 naira, which will be giving me a total of 4,200 naira. So from this, I have already built up a 100 kg formulation, and I'll be putting what we call the additives. The additives are the likes of the lysine, the likes of the mentholin, the likes of the fish premix, which has vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin C, and has a whole lot of minerals in them. And I normally advise, if you are using fish premix, note that you go for the premium fish premix. There are a lot of premixes. Go for the one that is premium, and you can use 1 kg for this. But if you are not going for the premium one, you are going for the lesser or the cheaper one, you can conveniently go, you try to use your lysine, mentholin, use more of vitamin C, you can use more examines, you can use lot of other medications available you have that can help you build, cushion and balance the supplement. These are supplements that needs to be balanced, so you need to balance that. But from my additives, I'll be using 1 kg of fish premix, the premium fish premix, and I'll be using 0.2 of 0.1 or 0.2 of my vitamin C, and I'll be using what we call the DCP, which I'll be using 1 kg for this formulation. So that is all I'll be using for this formulation. And if you guys notice that you need to treat your fishes, maybe you started seeing that this fish they just need antidote, that means the bacteria for them, so you can use the likes of any kind of little antibiotics you can get and add it to it. And for those of us who normally use palm oil, this is very, very good. You can also use palm oil for this formulation in order to, is a source of anti-stress, and it's a source of this hormone booster for your fishes. Is try to restrict any kinds of bacteria or any kind of infections to your fishes. If you are using fish red oil, that means the palm oil is very, very good. So you can also put palm oil to your formulation if you like. And 200 kilo, to me, you can put 500 grams to 1 kg palm oil into it. This is very, very good analysis. Yeah. And this will give me a total of 32,000 naira for this formulation. 32,000 naira for this formulation. And if I should break the 32,000 naira into 100 kg, which represents my my total kilo for this formulation, this will give me 320 naira per kilo. This will give me 320 naira per kilo. And to me, having a formulation, a great formulation for this is still better, and this is the great thing I'm looking for my fishes. So this formulation are the original formulation for 9mm. For those of you who are going into grow out, please, if you can enhance with this formulation, I will I will calculate the crude protein for you, and you can compare the crude protein you are having for this to the crude protein of maybe any feed you are buying at 9mm, and you can compare the concentration, and you can compare how this will work fine and better for your fishes if you are using it for just a week trial. So I normally tell you guys, if you want to know if your fishes are doing well, if you want to know if the fishes, the seed you collect are doing well, if you want to know if the feed you are giving them are perfect, if you are collecting fish for me, I tell you, just give them a week trial. A week trial, if I give you a fish, just in a week, you can see the difference, you can see the changes. Once you can see that changes, that tells you if you do more, the fishes will do more. So from this point, I'll be ending this episode I'll be ending my episode 34. Yeah, I'll be editing this episode 34, and we'll continue with the episode 25. But before I go today, if you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, if you are not follow us on any of our social media, and make sure that you do that now, and make sure that you share, you like, and you press on the notification button. Once again, my name is Tilemin Odutola Isa, your great uncle on this channel. Thank you, and God bless you all.